I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Which one? Miss Lewinsky. Only 8 times, and it never was a happy ending, so it doesn't count. Now let's talk about bribery. Bribery is legal. Here's how it worked in Arkansas. I was governor, and if you hired the Rose Law Firm, you hired Hillary. You paid Hillary, you paid me, you got whatever you wanted. Now let's look at how you get out of 33,000 federal felony obstruction of justice counts for deleting emails. It's pretty easy. You hire Nellie Orr, who is the wife of Bruce Orr, who's at the Department of Justice and overseeing the investigation of your 33,000 felony email accounts. What you do is you give her $650,000 as a consultant. She deposits that money into her husband's account. It's a joint account. You're married. You pay one, you pay both. Now it's legal bribery. That's how you get out of 33,000 felony obstruction of justice charges and then frame your political opponent, Donald Trump, into Russian collusion. That is the best $650,000 I've ever spent. Now, let's look at what happened with Joe Biden. Joe Biden's son, little cokehead. I love the guy. I've known him forever. He get the best stuff in D.C. But what happened was they Pete tested him. Surprise. I mean, it was unfair in my opinion. But what happened was he fired, and Daddy told him to form a consulting company. He formed a hedge fund too. Then he goes to D.C. That hedge fund within 8 days gets $1 billion from the Chinese in exchange for a favor from Joe. Joe completes that favor. Basically, he sold out a few 100,000 American workers. I mean, who cares about the little people? Well, we've lost them anyways. But then he got another 500 million, my bad, rounding there in D.C. To Hunter Biden's hedge fund. Then there was money to be made in Ukraine. So what happened next was Joe goes to Ukraine. This Ukrainian natural gas company naturally hires Hunter Biden. I mean, they know the game. They know it's not bribery if you pay a family member directly. You just put a different name on the envelope and it's legal. So Hunter Biden got almost $50,000 a month to represent this oil company, or natural gas, I apologize. Then that was being investigated. Joe used $1 billion of American aid as leverage to get rid of that prosecutor. I mean, come on, who hasn't done it? I mean, why wouldn't you? And then it nutted out to about $3 million for the Bidens. I mean, I personally think Joe should have got more, but hey, that's all they know about at the moment. So understand something. In the swamp, it is legal to bribe somebody if you just put the check out to a family member. That's how we did it with the Orrs. That's how Joe did it with Hunter. Now you need to stop looking at this as a bribe. Donald Trump thinks that's corruption. No, that's how politicians make real money. I mean, you know how poor we'd be if you could move money around to Hillary or Hillary to me, like the $500,000 I got for giving a speech in Moscow and then framing Trump for Russian collusion. I mean, come on now. The media, the Democratic media, the yellow journalists know what I'm talking about. That's why they don't even accept the theory that maybe Biden committed some kind of a crime, because guess what? It's not a bribe if you just give it to a family member. Thank you very much. You're watching mypresidenttrump.us. I appreciate it. And understand something. The media needs to keep the public in their place. Donald Trump was illegitimately elected. He needs to be removed, because if he's on the ballot, the Democrats lose big in 2020. So we have to eliminate Donald Trump before the 2000 election. And this attempt to call bribery has to stop. Where are we going to get our walking around money if you can't give millions of dollars to our spouses in exchange for influence? It's a lot of work being a politician. And you know how hard it is asking people for $5,000 and not being able to pocket any of it? The best thing about our system is you can just pay the spouse. I'm not working that damn hard for a couple of $100,000 or a government check when I can make millions. Stop Donald Trump from draining the swamp. All of a sudden, all you're going to have is honest politicians. Joe Biden cannot be looked at because this is the biggest cash flow we have as politicians. Bribing us through our spouses is brilliant. It's not even illegal, I don't think. But all of a sudden, Donald Trump wants to stop people from moving money through family members to a politician. This has got to stop. I need CNN to step up harder. The Clinton News Network needs to put an end to this line of investigation. And thank God Fox News has finally come on board, and the fact that politicians are allowed to make money through their spouses, and it cannot be called a bribe. Thank you, everybody in the media, for not using the B word. It's not a bribe. It's almost as bad as the name Monica. You cannot call moving money to a politician through his family a bribe. Thank you, CNN. Thank you, Fox. Thank you, New York Times. You're watching mypresidenttrump.us. Thank you.